Mackenzie, you all set for Lecha Dodi, sweetie? If you're set for Lecha Dodi, we're all set for you. Page 38. Mackenzie's going to lead us tonight in the first stanza on 38, then the first stanza on 40, then we'll arise for the final stanza, Bo'I V'Shalom. Mackenzie, it's all yours.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nakabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nakabla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litzilah. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Shabbat nikabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchad, ki hi mikor habraha, merosh mikedem nisucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Heat oreri, kiva ore, kumi ori, uri, shir deveri, kevod Adonai Elohim. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Yamim usmot tifrotzi, V'et Adonai ta'aritzi, Al yadi shem partzi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Bo'I V'Shalom terepala, Gam simcha u'tzala, Tov memuneh am segula, Bo'I chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabla.
Let's turn to the Sabbath Psalm, Psalm 92 on page 43, and then the fifth line on page 42. It is good to thank you, Adonai, to sing praises to your exalted name.
Proclaim your name every morning and to the faithfulness every night.
To the sound of the 10-string lyre with voice and the music of the harp.
Your works and I bring me gladness. Of your deeds I sing with joy.
How great are your deeds, Adonai, how profound are your designs. We'll sing those words together with Cantor in the Hebrew. 5th line.
Maganu Masechaya
Hallelujah.
Ne'orahu Mashevotecha
Hallelujah.
Magalu Masechaya
Hallelujah.
Do you guys hear Rabbi? Do you know what he's doing right now? I'm going to teach you guys this part, and I want you to do it with him. It goes like this. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, just kidding. You can just do the right. Try with it. Ready? Here we go. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right, so keep going, Rabbi. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, Beautiful. Josh and Eve and Avery, can I invite you to come up onto the bima? Open the parochet, the curtain of the Aron Kodesh. As you do, we'll all stand up and find ourselves on page 50 as we begin the Mariv evening service. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam
Asher
Bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim B'chokhma Poteach Sha'arim וביקונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, כולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך הוא וברוך שמו.
המעריב ערבי.
Amen. Good job, Avery. Great. Let's all be seated. Continuing with love, the love that lasts forever between God and Israel in the gift of Torah, page 52. And as we come to the end of that page, then Mackenzie will take over with the Shema V'Ahavta on the next page.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכננו, קומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, כאורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה. יא חברך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol mayotecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shimatam b'necha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Let's sit quietly with our own thoughts and feelings. We can daven through the pages 56, 57, 58, 59. V'haya. Vayomer Adonai Moshe Lemor.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם מכל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Two journeys, one concluding and one but beginning. Diane concludes a journey tonight as our president for the past 2 years, and Diane has reason to be totally satisfied for all that has been accomplished over these past 2 years, and knowing that the synagogue has been in the best of hands. And Michael has every reason to be excited and optimistic of all that lies before us and all of the things that you'll hear about from Michael tonight, of things that he hopes to accomplish during the course of his tenure, of his presidency. And you should only land in the same place in 2 years, Michael, as Diane is tonight. That's a sense of accomplishment, and you're in this position because we have faith that you will be, without any question. So one completing the journey, one beginning the journey. So in honor of both Diane and Michael, let's find ourselves on page 60. We'll sing of the journey of Moses and Israel. They were just beginning. They didn't quite know what was lying ahead, but they hoped to move in the direction of the promised land, which they did. Cantor will lead us into Mi Chamocha, page 60.
ומלכותו ורצון כיוונו עליהם. משה ובני ישראל לך אנו שירה, בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם. לה 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 לה
בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה.
מחורך ראו בניך, מוקיים לפני משה. מחורך ראו בניך, מוקיים לפני משה.
וגלו מיחסה ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, נאי ישראל.
Amen. Help us, O God, to lie down b'shalom in peace and awaken us l'chaim, to life on the morrow. Page 62, Hashkiveno.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom Behamideinu Akeinu Lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Vehamideinu Malkeinu Lechayim Ofros Aleinu Sukkot Shalom Me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch atah Adonai, Sukkot Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim.
Together with our Bat Mitzvah with Mackenzie on the following page, Vishamru.
Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Bedorotam Levit Olam Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Bedorotam Levit Olam B'nai Uvein B'nai Yisrael Oti Le'olam Oti Le'olam Oti Le'olam Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Bedorotam Levit Olam Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai et HaShamayim v'et ha'aretz Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Bedorotam
Levit Olam.
Uvayom Hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Bedorotam Levit Olam.
You know, Mackenzie, that's very impressive. To be able to do all the hand motions and the davening as well, it's very impressive. But there's something even more impressive. Normally we have to kind of make a sign to the bar bat mitzvah that your part is coming up, and you were following the service. You knew exactly when Vishamru was coming up. You just kind of came up and ready to start. Very impressive. Great. Proud of you. Chatzi Kaddish, 66.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה.
Amen.
יאמנתי ולחירותי וימלך מלכותי. וחייכון וביומכון ובחייתך ובית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב. ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, ועולם עולמי עמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר, ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה ברכו, לעילה מכל ברכתה. ושירתה, תושחתה ונחמתה, תמידה מעמה, ויברו אמן.
We begin the evening Amidah, page 69, continue through until the conclusion, 76-77.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh Aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'iru Amen.
So let's all rise. Avery, by popular demand, come back up. Page 90, the Shabbat Kiddush. Oh, I meant Mackenzie. So, no, you know what, Avery? Stay up here also. Once you're here, you know. You want to have your bat mitzvah tonight by any chance? It's like, we'll just do it, you know? You know, you can be good moral support. Mackenzie, get one of the Kiddush cups.
I think they're both grape juice if Avery wants to.
Yeah.
Partake.
Good idea.
Oh, it might be wine. Oh, we'll see what happens. All right, Mackenzie.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinhilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yotehila lemikra kodesh zeher litziyat mitzrayim kivanu ha'arta v'tanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hin'altanu Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, Mackenzie. Looks like grape juice, huh? So, Avery, if you'd like, I hear it's grape juice. You don't like grape juice? If we had wine, would you drink the wine? We can get it. So some people might say that Diane is stepping down as president of the congregation. Other people might say that Diane is stepping up as the immediate past president. No, we're not going to get in the middle of that one, but others might say that you're just stepping aside so that Michael will have his time as president of the congregation. Up, down, aside, it doesn't matter. We are tremendously grateful to you, Diane. As Hetty said so beautifully at our annual meeting, that you were asked a number of times if you would take the presidency, and you said, in no uncertain terms, absolutely not. In Ohev Shalom speak, that is maybe. Consider it. If you ask me 10 more times, I'll know you really mean it. So you were asked more than 10 more times. I just want to personally, Diane, really on behalf of the congregation, but personally, thank you for these 2 years. And it's been really it's been an honor and a pleasure working together with you. There were times when we needed to have conversations, whether it was on the phone or it was via Zoom. And there were issues that had to be worked out. But I think it's fair to say, Diane, there is no exception to the fact that during the course of any conversation, we found a way to walk down a path together with the same mindset and moving in the same direction. So I've had a front row seat to see your ability to delegate, and you've had a great team, especially the officers of the synagogue and that you've delegated to. And Dana, you've been so much a part of Diane's work this past year. Dana, what are you going to do now? We got it. Michael, you got to give her. You got to give her. Best thing Dana heard tonight. She's not going anywhere. Right, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, Diane, our thanks to you. It's been really, these haven't been easy years in a number of ways, for the world, for the country, our community, but they've been good years. I think we look back on them, and for the synagogue, we can say these were good years. Thanks to you, in large measure. So, Diane, I'm going to start inviting others onto the bima, but as our immediate past president, can I invite you to come first onto the bima? And you'll welcome all the others that come up, many of whom, or most of whom, were members of your board. I just want to say a special thanks to Dana, who was still a member of the board this past year as immediate past president. I want to thank Idell Wood, who has stepped down from Religious Committee Chair, and Rich Newman, who stepped down from his role as Synagogue Council. So first I want to call to the bima those who are here. If you're not here, don't bother coming up. But if you are here, those who are beginning a second year of their term. So we have Dave Zeitzer and Steve Miller as Men's Club co-presidents. Steve, come on up. Ivy Graff, Sisterhood President. Julie Scheiken, Director at Large, Retention. Julie is not here tonight, but she has been so far 2 weeks in a row, part of our Wednesday morning walking group. And what a walker Julie is. Mindy Rockhauer. So Mindy is not here tonight. She's a Director at Large, Young Family Engagement. And her beautiful little girl, Hope, who was at the Spring Fling on Sunday. She's so sweet, so beautiful. She was having some stuff this past week, but she's feeling better now, but Mindy wasn't ready to leave her home alone. Susan Rosinski, Director at Large, Interfaith Outreach. Aliza Feldman, our Youth Chair. Rachel Betesh, our Hebrew School PTO Chair. Bonnie Globerman, Membership Chair. And then our three vice presidents, Sarah Torgeman, vice president, who goes into her second year, and Sarah now sent me an email right after my email went out to the board that they wouldn't be able to make it tonight. Eileen Shine, got a text message from Eileen this morning that she has COVID, but doing well. The symptoms have been mild, so hopefully they'll remain that way and get away fast. And Danny, thank you for being here tonight as Vice President. Now I want to welcome to the bima those who are either new to the board, and I'll point out who is, or have been reelected to their former position or are switching positions. So Susan Rosinski is continuing as a Director at Large, Interfaith Outreach. Shira Goldstein, Director at Large, Caring Initiative. Carol Gerson, Social Action Chair, and we're grateful that you're coming back. Carol, I don't know, there have been few who have been more diligent in their work than you as Social Action Committee Chair. You take the work seriously, you take it passionately. Michelle Kaufman is re-elected to the board, but she's moving from programming chair to fundraising chair. So we're looking forward to great things for Michelle. We need great things. Leslie Krython is re-elected to the board as adult education chair. She's been doing great work. Lindsay, you seem to change your position every 2 years? No, not the position like, what you believe and what you think. That stays constant. But, from vice president to education chair, but now you're remaining as education chair, so that is great. That is really great. Sharon, I got an email from you that you wouldn't make it tonight, but I'm happy to see when you walked in. Great. You surprised yourself, huh? Yeah. So Sharon Goldstein, who surprised herself by how well she created the first edition of the dovetail that she was in charge of, and they've been getting better and better ever since. Yeah. Linda Springer is moving into the position of programming chair. We're looking forward to great programming this year. Eric, you are moving out of the corresponding secretary's role into the ritual chair. So welcome to the ritual committee and chair, and yeah. Eileen Nolan is newly elected to the board, newly elected as our communications chair. Where? No. Mark, there you are. Mark Holber, building chair. Now Mark moves around during the service. He goes into the audio room. And Mark is forever really, God bless you, Mark, bringing new technology to the synagogue. The most recent one that Mark just brought is that for people who have difficulty hearing, if you have a transmitter radio and you turn it to, you really shouldn't turn it to, but it should be digital, so you can get exactly, it's 90.1?
91.7.
I knew it. 91.7. You can't do this from home, but it's a very short range radio reception. And then with earphones, you can hear things perfectly if you otherwise have a hard time hearing. So there's other systems that are out there, but Mark, I went into online today and started looking for the two radios that you recommended. One is a rechargeable one, and the other one, a little bit more, is AAA batteries. I have so many AAA batteries at home with nothing to use them on. I'm going to get that AAA battery one. I mean, I can basically hear what's going on. I know what's happening, but I wanted to get one of those radios and test it. Not on 90.1, but 91.7. Right, okay.
WOHEV.
Right. You wrote that. WOHEV. That's great. Let's see, how many years is it, Mitch, since you left the board as our legal counsel? It was back in the 90s, and now, what's that?
About 20, 25.
Yeah. And now Mitch is returning to that position. And now that Mitch is retired, has all the time in the world to do all the work. Great. Hetty Hoffman is returning as our recording secretary, and what an amazing job Hetty does. And Ron Stark is our treasurer. And tonight we are installing our new president in the congregation, Michael Goldstein. You might ask the question, so what credentials does Michael have in being president of the congregation? Michael has a really great heart. And to be president of a synagogue, you really have to feel it. It's not like being the head of a country club. A synagogue is a sacred place, and Michael has just a really great heart and a generous soul. Michael, for a number of years, served as president of Temple University Hillel, and really gave of himself tirelessly. And I should mention that Temple University Hillel is one of the recipients of funds from my discretionary fund, as well as personally, because I don't know if you know this, Mimi, that they have I think it's a free Friday night Shabbat dinner. It's free, Michael, isn't it?
Every Friday night.
Every Friday. And it's the Rabbi Pinkus Chazin and Mrs. Chazin, their Friday night, that their kids did it in their honor and their memory. So, Michael, I know that you really worked hard and so successfully as president there. And everyone who knows Michael here in the synagogue, I can talk on behalf of the senior staff and others on the board, everyone who knows Michael only has the best things to say about Michael and the greatest feelings and fondness for him. So I think we all know, Michael, that we are in good hands with you. Good hands with you.
And now he has the transfer of power.
Oh, wow. Wow, it's very formal.
You know, that's a special gavel. It has been totally unbanged by Diane in the past 2 years.
It looks brand new.
Brand new, right.
Pristine for you.
Okay, great. So, Cantor and I have a blessing to offer those who are standing on the bima today, after which we'll be hearing Michael's talk for his installation as synagogue president. But Cantor and I will begin.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה רבקה רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את כל הקהל הקדוש הזה, אוהב שלום עם כל קהילות הקודש.
May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this sacred congregation, Ohev Shalom, together with all other holy congregations.
ומי שמייחדים בתי כנסיות לתפילה, ומי שבאים בתוכם להתפלל, ומי שנותנים נעלם האור ויין לקדוש ולהבדלה ופת לאורחים וצדקה לעניים.
May God bless all those who establish synagogues for prayer and all those who enter therein to pray. Those who sustain the light, the wine for Kiddush and Havdalah, bread for the hungry, and tzedakah for the poor.
וכל מי שעוסקים בצורכי ציבור באמונה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ישלם שכרם ויסיר מהם כל מחלה ויפה לכל גופם ויסלח לכל עוונם.
All those who involve themselves faithfully in the needs of our community, leadership, service on our board of directors, may the Holy One grant each of them reward, heal them from any sickness, and forgive any transgressions. May God send them and all members of our synagogue blessing and success in all the work of their hands, together with all Israel, and let us say Amen. Amen.
וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם, עם כל ישראל, אהבה ונאמר Amen.
Yasher Koach to all of you. Thank you. God bless you. We look forward to great things together. So we can all go back to our seats, and Michael will offer his address. Let me check the cantor's microphone.
I was going to read my speech this evening, but I'm bitter now that the rabbi mentioned that Diane got to say no 10 times before, and I think I accepted on the fourth time. I feel like I definitely left money on the table, so I think I'll just say thank you and reopen the negotiations. Well, Mackenzie, first, mazel tov to you and your family, having to watch all of us come up here. I'm sure, maybe a relief, I don't know. But Anyway, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I was at the LaSalle University Graduate School commencement last weekend. It was in the pouring rain. The president of the university, while addressing the new graduates, said something to the effect that you're standing on the shoulders of the giants that came before you. As I was preparing my remarks for this evening, I went back to these words a few times. They really resonated with me. With the incredible support of the rabbi, cantor, synagogue staff, and board, Diane has clearly been a giant over the last 2 years. She's displayed tremendous strength, courage, and leadership in the face of a very challenging time. Her role as president has inspired me to continue her vision and do my best to match her energy to ensure our congregation's ongoing progress and resilience. Credit also goes to the other giants of our synagogue, the rabbi, cantor, Hillary, Barbara, the entire synagogue staff, and of course, members of the board that have led and continued to support and lead us in the ever-evolving environment. They've done an exceptional job keeping us informed, connected, and engaged over the last 2 years. I'm truly honored to begin my term as president of Ohev Shalom. 8 years ago, when Courtney, Maya, Asher, and I migrated back to the Philadelphia area, it was important that we found a synagogue that met our needs. I'm sure that people look for different things when choosing a synagogue. What we were looking for was an informal synagogue that had a conservative feel with a lens towards the future, a place where our children could grow and develop a love of Jewish values, observance, and community. We found that at Ohev. It is incredibly important to Courtney and me that our congregation and building are here so others can find that at Ohev in the future as well. I recognize that the synagogue world is a world unto itself. It's hard to describe and sometimes hard to figure out. So with that, let me also offer another huge thank you to Diane, who filled this incoming board with experienced and dedicated folks, most with many more years of experience on the board and at the synagogue than me. I know with the congregation's support, this board is focused on leading us into the future and will accomplish great things. I do recognize that planning for Ohev's future has gotten far more complicated in the world in which we find ourselves today. Ohev must remain flexible and continue to adapt our programs to meet the challenges that we continue to face. That said, rather than provide you with a list of objectives and goals for the next 2 years, I will say only this. My primary goal as president is to work with the staff, board, officers, and committees to continue to find new and creative ways to serve the religious and social needs of our members while maintaining and promoting our core values, and always with an eye towards fiscal responsibility. With that, and I know that she isn't here this evening, I'd like to announce that the board has approved and Barbara Glickman has accepted the role of Executive Director of Ohev. Barbara's transition to this role coincides perfectly with Hillary's desire to travel and spend more time with her family. Please offer your congratulations to Barbara on her new role. Feel free to do the same to Hillary, but rest assured you'll have plenty of time to catch up and congratulate her, as she's agreed to stay on for some time to assist with Barbara's transition. I want to be clear, when Hillary ultimately does retire, she'll leave the building with Barbara and me attached to each leg, trying to drag her back. I suspect the cantor and rabbi may be there as well. No one at Ohev knows how the sausage, kosher of course, is made better than Hillary, and we're lucky to have her. The board also recognizes that our religious school is one of Ohev's most valuable assets and a lifeline to the Jewish community. I want to assure the congregation that Barbara will remain actively involved with all aspects of the school, and one of her first responsibilities as executive director will be to find her clone to serve as part-time educational administrator under her direction. I know that these are significant announcements, especially 5 minutes into this board's term, so if you have any questions, concerns, or feedback, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Of course, I'm always open to any ideas about how we can broaden and improve our connection with our congregation and the broader Jewish community. I'll conclude with the following. I thank you for the parking spot, and of course, the honor that you've bestowed upon me and the board this evening. We recognize the great amount of trust that you've placed in us, and we'll work hard on your behalf to honor that trust. Thank you again. Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks, Michael. Welcome.
Don't forget your crap.
Oh, sorry, I lost it already. I hope it is GPS.
of our wonderful board and our new president. I have a special song, as I normally do for these special events, that frames our role, our jobs, as all of us come together again under Michael's leadership. This is called Holy Place by Sue Horowitz. In this holy place I am me. I can think, I can sing, I can breathe. In this holy place we believe. In this holy, holy place. In this holy place there is you. You can teach, you can learn, you can do. In this holy place you renew. In this holy, holy place. And then you and us become we. We create a community, and we strive in harmony. In this holy, holy place, all of you will build and grow. Over months you will lead, and you'll know that our family is one. In this holy, holy place. In this holy, holy place. Yashar Kochachem to everybody.
Mimi, if you'll join us on the bima. Let's turn to Sfirat HaOmer. We're getting close. A couple of weeks away from Shavuot. Let's all rise. 7:32. Last night we counted 34 days.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer.
Amen.
Hayom hamisha ushloshim yom, shehem hamisha shavuot laomer. Today we count the 35th day in the Omer, which comprises 5 full weeks.
Yishkoach, Mimi. So I'd like to invite 3 of the 4 members of our first family who are here tonight to the bima to open the Aron Kodesh. So Michael, Courtney, and Ariel. Send our best to Asher. There's an ark opening waiting for him. Elena 118.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, l'tei k'ruha le'yotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samachachenu kahem, ve'goranenu k'chol ha'olam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים עולים לפני מלך מלא המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהונות השמיים
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו
We note with sorrow the passing this past week of a dear member of our community, not only a member, but really an institution at the age of 103 and a half. Anna Indruzier. We'll miss her terribly, but always hold on to her as a blessing. And we lost this past week as well a member of our congregation, Stanley Rath, who was a little less than half of Anna's age and passed away suddenly, unexpectedly. And pray that his memory, by his beautiful family, Cantor and I were with the family today at the funeral service, and such a beautiful, beautiful family. Large, beautiful family. May Stan's memory always be for a blessing. We note those whose yurtzites are observed today on the 20th day of the month of Iyar. Eric Mark Goldfarb, Dana, your dear brother of Dana Podab. Ruth Herman, aunt of Neil Middleman, and Anna Leibowitz, a mother of Gail Brooks. And those whose yurtzites have been observed during the course of this past week, Fanny Rellis, Hyman Miller, Beatrice Hoffman, Louis Sigmund, Albert J. Schlossberg, Barton Neidenberg, Aaron Levin, Ruth Edelman, Gerald Brownstein, Irving Weisner, Nathan Meyerson, Harold Lazar, Francis Kleeman, Melvin Kerr, Richard E. Goldberg, Benjamin Wexler, Pearl Meritz, Jackie Chaifetz, Devorah Silverberg, Martin Lederman, Walter Haas, and Sidney Fisher. We hold on to as well those who have gone to their eternal home recently and within the past year: Arthur Schlesinger, Candace Rosen, Alan Lieboff, Sylvia Gingold, Ira Hirsch, Jonathan Israel, Rochelle Euknis, Stephen Wiener, Marilyn Rosenblatt, Ronnie Schlesinger, our beloved Cantor Paul, Edith Kaufman, Alan Wolf, Marvin Levy. Bernard Siegel, Benjamin Hoffman, Harold Kurtz, David Aronson, Jeffrey Berlin, Mara Lipschitz, Mildred Klein, Hollis Cohen, and our dear Michelle Fields. May each of their memories continue to be cherished for a bracha, for a blessing. And we'll find Kadisha Tom on page 124 if all those reciting Kaddish would rise. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. Bi'olama divera chirotei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei decho Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Ul'almei Almaya Yit Barach V'Yish Tabach V'Yit Pa'ar V'Yit Romam V'Yit Nasei V'Yit Hadar V'Yit Ole V'Yit Halal Shmei Dekudsha Berechu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Tamiran Biolma V'Imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shmaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Akol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Akol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. There is a very deep halachic question. That means a question of Jewish law. And that is whether you can eat this kind of fish. You know, when you eat a fish, it has to have fins and scales. But there are some fish that are born with fins and scales and lose one or the other. So by the time you catch it and eat it, it's not a fish with fins and scales. But it was a fish with fins and scales. So is that fish kosher or not kosher? The reason why I raise this very deep and obtuse halachic question is the presidency was passed on from Diane to Michael tonight. Who makes the announcements? The person at the beginning of the service or the person now at the end of the service? Diane, I see that you're the appointed person.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm giving Lindsay a break. You're okay with that? I'm sorry? Are you okay with me doing announcements? I thought so.
She is now, Diane.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. First of all, Yasher Koach, Mackenzie. You have been phenomenal tonight, and I know you're going to be even more phenomenal tomorrow morning. And if you haven't checked out the Peters girls' footwear, they are rocking some excellent shoes. I love them both. Mazel Tov, Eve, Josh, the whole Peters family. And of course, our condolences to the Rath family on the loss of Stanley. And of course, this past week, we've all suffered a tremendous loss with our dear Anna's passing. May their memories be a blessing. If you haven't already seen Oi in person, it is not too late to purchase it on demand. I had the pleasure of seeing it this past weekend in person, but it is hilarious. Don't miss it. All you have to do is sign up on demand for it. If you haven't found out already, Canasta is back, and this is really big news for our sisterhood. They started this past Thursday. What else is happening in May? Tuesday is our blood drive. If you haven't signed up, just walk on in 3 to 8 on Tuesday. Very, very important. On the 25th, the Green Committee at 7:30 on the Minyan link, right after Minyan, save money and energy in your home. That is something you've got to check out. This is really a great presentation. If you haven't thought about exercising and you're around on a Wednesday morning, Rabbi can tell you, join our walking club. They're taking a break this Wednesday coming up, but they'll be back at Northampton Park at 9:30 in the morning on Wednesday, June 1st. And it is a fun time. Lots of fun people walking the track there. Of course, on June 2nd is Sisterhood's closing event. In person here, great food. And last but not least, please join us on the morning, Shabbat morning, June 4th, as we honor Cantor Paul by dedicating the lower entrance and lobby in his name. And we are going to have a fantastic extended Kiddush. So be sure to RSVP so we know how much food to get and so we can welcome you all. That evening, we're going to have a great Shavuos program, right? We really have a great one. And please, Dovetail is online. All of this is in there. Check it out. Sharon does this amazing job with the Dovetail. So if you haven't clicked on it yet, do it. It's got loads of fun stuff and really informative stuff. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat and a great rest of the weekend. Mackenzie, keep up the good work. Fantastic. Thank you all.
Thanks, Diane. You know, Diane, it's so funny that you said what you said because all these years, I don't think I've ever taken notice of the shoes that a bat mitzvah is wearing. But tonight, these shoes caught my eye. These are, Avery, I didn't see your shoes, but let me see. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's, I could have worn my Converse tonight. You know? They're both great. They're both great. So, great. Okay. Let's turn to the Adon Olam, 128, and we're all invited into the Oneg Shabbat, sponsored by the Peters, in honor of Mackenzie becoming a bat mitzvah. And you know, Mackenzie, you are part of that special group that is second generation bat mitzvah and Ohev Shalom. You know, your mom stood exactly on the same place, became a bat mitzvah herself, so from generation to generation. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, Mackenzie. Okay, Adon Olam, 128.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yatzeh Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, B'chef Soko, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, V'yacharei Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, Vehu Haya, Vehu Hover, Vehu Yeh B'tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yatzeh Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Echad, Ve'en Sheni, Ve'hamshilo Le'achbira Adon Olam, Beli Reshit, Beli Tachlit, Ve'lo Ha'oz Ve'ha'mitzrah Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yatzeh Nivra, Ve'en Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Eli, V'chai Goli, V'tzur Chavli B'yetzara Adon Olam, Vehu Nisi, Omanos Li, Menakosi B'yom Ikra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yatzeh Nivra, Ve'en Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Be'yado Akid Ruchi, Be'tishan Ve'ya'ira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi Yevi'ati, Adon Ali Ve'lo Ira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yatzeh Nivra, Ding Dong Le'ed Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.
Good Shabbos,
Shabbat
everyone.
Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.